Guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Shimere, and today we're going to be talking about Hidden Jewel. Okay, so you guys, Hidden Jewel is the fourth and final movie in the Landry series, the VC Andrews movies that were coming on Lifetime. Okay, so we've made it to Hidden Jewel. Okay, it felt like it was taking a minute, but we finally made it, and today we're going to talk all about it. So if you haven't seen Hidden Jewel, it was pretty good. There were some things going on that I'm going to discuss. So I wouldn't just say I was as super excited about this one once it started as I was about the other ones. But, you know, there's room to watch it, especially if you've already watched the other three. You might as well just go ahead and finish out the series and watch Hidden Jewel. So if you haven't seen it, check it out, then come back and watch the video, because I'm about to get into some things and let you guys know what I really felt about it, and we'll, you know, spoil a few things for you if you haven't seen it. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out, come back and watch the video. And for those of you who did see it, let's jump right into it. In Hidden Jewel, we start off with Pearl. Pearl is all grown up now. She's 18. She's a valedictorian. Ruby and Bo have formed a full-on family. They have two twin boys as well, John and Pierre. And Ruby, I will say this, the actress that played Ruby, I feel like she did a good job to say she still looks so young. At first I was like, okay, now Bo and Ruby, like, how is Pearl 18 and they're still looking so young? But honestly, you guys, you know, she did a good job with her acting, because like her demeanor and, you know, her movements and the way her voice sounded, you know, the tone in her voice and stuff, she really was able to project an older version of Ruby, you know. And so I was like, okay, good, because at first I couldn't get past looking at her like Ruby still looks too young, you know what I'm saying? But she did a good job with making me forget about that and feeling like Ruby had really became an adult, you know, at this point in the movie. So shout out to her. Great job. Where we start off is Pearl is having nightmares, and in her nightmares she's seeing Paul, and Paul is like basically coming up out of the water, like he's calling for her to help him. So it's really intense, and Pearl isn't telling Ruby or Bo what her nightmares are about. You know, they just know that she's having them. So basically, Jean comes to Pearl's graduation party and gives her a photo album, and in the album it has a picture of Paul and Ruby, and I can't remember if Pearl was actually in the photo. She might have been a baby in the photo, I'm not sure, but the picture was in the album. And when Pearl sees it, she's in shock because she realizes this is the man from her dream. So we can see then that at this point, Ruby apparently hasn't been telling Pearl about her past and what went on in her past, okay? Ruby definitely starts to get a bad feeling about it, because Jean says she didn't put the picture in the album, and she's like, you know, this is some type of sign, something bad is going to happen. I just know it, I can feel it, you know. And she's basically telling Pearl to trust her gut with things, okay? And really the only eventful things, you know, that was pretty much the most eventful thing that was going on at the beginning of the movie. So then we get to the point to where, okay, Ruby's stressed out. She's feeling like something bad's going to happen. Her, Bo, and the kids decide, you know, they're going to go to one of the other properties, you know, just kind of take a break and let's see what's going to happen, okay? But then when they get there, the son, John, Pierre tells him, oh, look at this turtle. And, you know, he goes to look at it, doesn't see that there's a snake. He gets bitten by the snake. And I was like, you guys, if this child dies right here, I'm going to be upset. And sure enough, he does. So Ruby is automatically like, this is it. The bad stuff is starting to happen. You know, she's starting to unravel. Oh, one more thing I did leave out. Oh my God, how did I even skip this? Okay, was the fact that Nina appears again, and you know, she was the maid or housekeeper at the house when Ruby went to stay with her dad and Giselle and all of them, and she's the one who took her to see Mama Didi, and you know, when they had the situation and put this curse or spell or whatever on Giselle. Okay, so when she popped back up, I was just like, oh, okay. So in this one, apparently they've continued some type of relationship or friendship, and she's actually dying, and you know, she has a message that she feels like she needs to tell Ruby, but of course Ruby gets there too late, so she cannot get the message from her that's trying to come from the dead. And now basically they're on this mission to find out this message. Okay, so in the process, this is when they go to the house. After that happened, I was just like, okay, you know what? If these kids start dropping like flies in this movie, like, I'm going to feel some type of way, okay? Because, like, almost immediately after the son gets bit by the snake and dies, then the other brother is, you know, he's full of grief and he's feverish and passing out and stuff like that. And then Ruby's like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, everyone's gonna, you know, something's bad gonna happen to everyone. So then we have Ruby blaming herself. Pierre, the other son, blaming himself because he's like, if I hadn't have told him to, you know, look at the turtle, then the snake wouldn't have bit him. Then we have Bo blaming himself because he's like, if I hadn't have been upstairs taking a nap. You know what I'm saying? So then Bo is drinking. Ruby's flipping out because she's panicked and, you know, she needs to know the message from the dead. And poor Pearl is the only one who's trying to kind of keep it together and keep the family from falling completely apart while they try and figure out what's going on. So she doesn't really believe in, you know, voodoo and all the other stuff that Ruby's saying is an issue. She's more of the, okay, let's listen to modern medicine and see what the doctors say is going on with Pierre. Because at this point, Pierre is in the hospital, doesn't look like he's gonna make it. You know, they're trying to figure out what's gonna happen with him. So without me just telling you in detail every single thing that happened, because at this point, if you watched it, you know what happened in this movie, okay? I just feel like there was so much going on, and Ruby was going back and forth, and they're following Ruby. You know, she let them know that she was going to try to figure this out. You know, she needed to go and try and figure this out on her own, go revisit her past. So she is going back to the bayou, basically, okay? And of course, she doesn't want them to follow her, but they follow her anyway. So I just felt like it was a lot for me as far as them, you know, trying to track her down, and, you know, Bo tripping down them steps and hitting his head. Now he's got a problem. Then not to mention, you know, Pearl somehow still finds time to meet a boy and mess around with him, hook up with him and all this. And I'm like, Pearl, do you not see what's going on around you? Your mama falling apart around here, running with Mama Didi, voodoo lady, trying to figure it out. Your daddy done hurt himself. Your brother in the hospital barely clinging to life. And Pearl, you have time to mess around. I'm just saying, okay? I think what it really was that got me, that kind of made me not quite as excited throughout this one, was just the fact that at this point I just wanted to see what was going to happen. It was just taking way too long to find out, like, is this a curse? Is it not? Like, what's going on? Is this child going to die? Poor Pearl, like, what's going to happen with her? And now I will say, in one part, there was one part when they go to visit Paul's mom, Gladys, and she lets them know that she's the one who put the curse on Ruby and the kids and her family because she was mad about the fact that she feels like Ruby is the reason for Paul's death. Like, as she was telling it, she's like, yes, I put a curse on her, and she'll lose everything and everyone that she loves, and then she'll die and all this other stuff. And the whole time Pearl is just sitting here like, oh my gosh, you know, she's just looking. And I was just like, okay, you know what? See, this is the time, Pearl, this is when you jump up and you're like, hold up now. Now, what did I do to you? I didn't have anything to do with this. Now, why would you put a curse and try and hurt any and everybody? Okay, so now that means I have to watch my back too. Plus, you messing with my mama. Like, I felt like Pearl's reactions just should have been a little bit stronger to that. I mean, I would have reacted a little bit harsher to that, okay? That's just me. But anyway, then Buster Tail still popped up, and I was like, at this point, how old is Buster? Like, why does he keep popping up and trying to just, you know, hurt people? Like, I could have did without him in this one too. So I say all that to say, luckily, in the end, they're able to break the curse, and, you know, Pearl's gonna go to college to be a doctor, and, you know, her and the new guy are together. Cannot remember his name. What is with me with the names today? I just can't remember it for some reason. But they're gonna be together, and she decides that she's gonna fix up Cypress Woods, and they're going to stay there and make it her home. And, you know, Pierre survives, and they're basically back to being one big happy family. So all in all, in the end, I do feel like that was good, you know, that none of the other kids died or anything like that. Ruby didn't die or anything. But I will say, I just felt like, I don't know, like, it was okay, but did I really, really need this one? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to watch it, of course, because, like I said, I wanted to finish the series. But at the same time, I feel like if I had been reading the books, I feel like I would have been a little bit more disappointed by the time I got to this one, because it just was just so, I wouldn't really say it was just to the left. It was just kind of far off as far as the whole Nina popping back up and all of that stuff. It was just a lot. I mean, it wasn't my favorite. I'll say that. It was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. But all in all, I am very happy that I finished out the series. It was a new experience for me because I had never read any of the V.C. Andrews books or watched the other movies before Ruby came out. So I'm glad I had the time to experience this whole little situation. And I definitely appreciate all of you who've been watching, and if you've been watching the reviews for each one, because I feel like we've been on this little journey together, okay? So I definitely appreciate you guys for watching it. I'm glad I've watched them all, and yeah, the series has come to an end, okay? But luckily for you, I'm still going, okay? So yeah, just keep watching. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications. That way you'll know when I post new videos, and you know, there are plenty of movies and shows to watch, so I'll keep reviewing them for you. Alrighty, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.